Hooray, we're getting a Goldeneye remake. Have JMM review me, Brian Pass from Activision. He has to be careful what he says because he knows he don't have the rights to Rare's masterpiece. Although you wouldn't think it to look at that intro.
Is it a rehash? Is it a reimagining? And what this game really is, it's a retelling of the GoldenEye story. So we took that classic.
So they're retelling the story, which I think is great. Because when I think back to GoldenEye on the N64, I don't think, oh, it was one of the best FPS of all time. I think, boy, it had one of the best stories ever.
So we've got a lot of nostalgic elements in this game.
Nostalgic elements? That contradicts something you say later on in this video, Brian, but hey, leave it in. You might have just sold a couple of hundred copies just saying it.
Then we also have Golden Gun, which is something that
this gameplay has nothing to do with this game. Everyone knows it's not going to be anything like N64 Goldeneye.
From back in the day. Paintball mode, so a lot of those.
Paintball wasn't a mode; it was just a cheat. Have you actually played this game, Brian?
Into this game as well. This is not a. It's not a remake of Rare's game. So
look at the fear in his eyes. He's just praying Activision don't get sued by Rare.
But we can take locations that were in the film, and we can certainly have gameplay that takes place.
So why not just remake the film instead of making a crappy game on the Wii?
That players are going to recognize in this particular game. We've got the Golden Gun, for example.
You already said Golden Gun. I wasn't impressed the first time, so not impressed this time.
We're going to be talking a little bit more about as we get closer to launch in November. One of the things that we like to talk about with this game is
one of the things you like to talk about is how awesome the old one was, merely to distract people for how terrible the new one will be.
You know, shoot 'em up guy, take the machine gun, run to the room, or do you want to be more stealthy? And the game's actually,
oh yeah, more stealth. That's what I want. That's exactly what's going to remind me of GoldenEye on the N64. Stealth.
If you want to be a run and gun, it's going to have more enemies for you to fight. Whereas it may be a little bit easier if you don't let people detect.
Maybe it would be easier if you don't buy it at all.
You know,
yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
We've got side objectives for the player to do. So they have the choice whether or not they're going to go ahead and they're going to do these side objectives. They're going to get extra score, and then
yeah, that's right. Talk about the scoring system. That's what everyone looks for in a game, a great scoring system, right?
Or less.
Or maybe good controls and gameplay. Maybe you should have focused a bit more on that.
You know, be more like James Bond.
So you can be more like James Bond, or like a nerd in their bedroom playing the Wii. Meanwhile, let's cut to some cinematic bullshit.
Words to live by.
GoldenEye set the bar.
We already know this, Brian. Stop telling us.
But we also want to take advantage of the things that
you also want to take advantage. So you're already admitting that you're taking advantage of how good it was in the N64.
You know, whether or not it's aware of your presence if you're making
I didn't think you were supposed to actually tell people that.
Windows of opportunity to take them out before they're going to call in other guards. Then we also have, you know, scripted moments like the truck sequence that we showed off at E3, and we've also shown here at Comic-Con. So being able to go seamlessly from action into
kind of how this video goes seamlessly from a great game on the N64 to a terrible remake on the Wii.
Riding along in a truck, but you've got full control. These are the things that people come to expect with modern day shooters, right? It's kind of thing.
Modern day shooter.
In a Call of Duty, for example.
Oh boy, if you're going to name drop, please don't use Call of Duty. It's nothing like GoldenEye.
Current shooter fans are going to expect.
Current shooter fans. Thanks for dumbing down the terminology, Brian. Like, no one's going to understand what an FPS is.
We've got 8 different classic characters. We've shown off 3 of them right now. We've got Jaws, Scaramanga, and my favorite, probably fan favorite, is Oddjob.
Oddjob is not a fan favorite. Everyone hates him and anyone who picks him. If you come over to my house, there's a no Oddjob rule. I'm going to make you play as Jaws just for thinking of playing as Oddjob. So not only is Oddjob 2 feet tall and impossible to hit, you're going to give him a one-hit kill hat to wear. I wonder what character everyone's going to play as online in this game.
That bowler hat and to a deadly effect. We support a lot of different control configurations. So we've got Wiimote, we've got the
yeah, remember the Wiimote on the N64? Oh, this is going to bring back so many memories of me and my childhood using a Wiimote on my N64. This game is going to be so nostalgic.
There'll be some gesture controls that will be accessible.
If you want some real nostalgia, then go to eBay, buy an N64 and a copy of GoldenEye. This remake isn't even a remake, it's a retelling of the GoldenEye story. And who played GoldenEye on the N64 for its story? No one. Perfect Dark was recently re-released on the Xbox Live
We've got a lot of
Arcade,
different bonus
and all I
content
needed
in
to
the
do
game,
to
a
it
lot of
was
different
make the
things you can
graphics
unlock,
HD and up the
as you
frame
progress
rate.
through the game.
Not much has changed since Goldeneye and Perfect Dark first came out, so there's no real need to modernise this stuff. Just re-release them as they were back then, but in
GoldeNeye's
HD.
going to be hitting the shelves this coming November. It's coming out
This
on
probably
the
won't stop
Nintendo
people from buying the
Wii and
remake,
also on the
but
NES
unless the
platform.
levels and the gameplay are the same, it won't be like it was in the N64.